You get up off your knees and scramble over to the chest to check it out. To your surprise, the chest opens easily, without so much as a key. To your further surprise, the only thing inside of it is a pair of bolt cutters. Further inspection reveals that they are the same bolt cutters you retrieved from the handsome puppet, which are no longer in your coat. You don't even know what to do with that. You pat yourself down. It looks like, yes, some things are missing. The gun's gone, so are all your photos, except for the one of you and your uncle at the wedding. Your car keys have vanished, and so has your lighter fluid. Looks like everything else is there, you hope. The 2 rings are still on your finger. You got the wine, your uncle's key fob, lights and cigarette, flashlight, which appears to just be turned off. There's the ring box, the medicine bottle with a newspaper in it, the phone, and the other news clipping. There's the hook and chain, both the key you just got and the locker key, your tickets, and lastly, the bolt cutters you just retrieved. Your pockets are heavy, but lighter than before. You flip your flashlight and your radio on. The radio is quiet, thankfully, as you ascend the stairs. You're alone with your soft footsteps and the cold. As you climb higher, the ceiling lowers again, and you end up crawling on your belly, wriggling your way out of the frozen crawl space, and back to the sleigh ride. You make your way back as quickly as possible to the chain double doors. Thankfully, the hallway's quiet and lonely. Your radio doesn't buzz once. The black fountains are still spewing their disgusting whatever it is. It seems darker now. At least you have your flashlight. Other than that, things are as you left them. With determination, you stride up to the gate and whip out your rusty bolt cutters. You put them to the chain and, straining, squeeze the tool as hard as you can. There's a mighty snap, and the chain falls, spooling loudly to the ground. You hurl the doors open mightily and survey what lies inside. A swirling mist surrounds the entire water park, and huge wooden structures rise in front of you, looming in the miasma. You don't see a point in waiting around anyway, so you step through the gate and wade into the fog. You're surprised by how much fog there is. It surrounds you almost immediately, and as you raise your arms to push through it, your hands are swallowed from your sight. You take a step forward and switch on your flashlight. You're stunned momentarily by what you see in front of you. That isn't right. It's the door you just came through. You didn't turn around, did you? You turn around, and surprisingly, your cynicism goes unrewarded this time. You find yourself exactly where you entered, the same water park rides looming sinisterly ahead of you, as if you had somehow just gotten turned around. Both grumpy and weary, you wonder if putting back on the bikini, and just the bikini anyway, will help you get through this mess. You hate to admit it, but changing the bikini might actually help you with a stupid fucking situation. You don't know if there is a patron saint of bikinis, but St. Jude seems to be appropriate here, so you say a quick prayer for your personal lost cause as you switch out of your clothing. You tuck your flashlight in your coat pocket and head into the water park. The fog still clings to the ground, and it's easier to see your way now. A few meters in, you reach the arrow on the ground, chalked in the wet cement. There's something lying on the ground nearby. You bend down and scoop up the object, hoping against hope it's your lost lucky charm, but it actually turns out to be a cross on a chain. What is this doing here? Didn't you find one of these at the church? It'd certainly be more appropriate there. You consider for a moment, and then fasten the cross around your neck. You'll give it back if you find who it belongs to, but for now, well, you feel better with it on. You start walking again. Your feet shuffle on the ground, and the air is humid and warm on your face. As you walk, you notice spots of water in the ground, like wet footprints. You pull your trusty cleaver out and slink forward, following the strange trail carefully deeper into the water park. Your feet scuff the cement in the quiet. Distantly, you can hear the lapping of water. The whole place stinks of salt and oil. You haven't been walking long when cement gives way to a forked path. 2 bridges, their wood rotten and slimy, lead different ways out across the dark, disgusting water. As you approach, you hear your radio start to make a noise like a quiet mechanical purr. The footprints seem to follow the rightmost path, but there's a signpost between the two. You shine your light up at the sign and move around it to take a better look. It seems that one path leads to the water slides, and the other to the running river. As you move around the sign, you hear the timbers of the bridge creak under you, but it's not the most distressing sound. There is that strange purring from your radio, getting louder by the moment. You turn around, just in time to see a fresh horror rising from the water at your feet. Rivulets of oily water run down its veiny length, its body seeming to throb and pulse. Its bulging mass orients on you, its writhing tentacles dart in your direction, quivering. You turn and run towards the running river. The boards creak and groan in their protests under your feet, which you have trouble finding purchase on the slick old wood. You run fast, the tendrils snapping at your heels. You feel a gripping fear that you will slip and fall, or the boards will simply give way beneath your weight. You can't even see the end of the bridge, but the tendril thing keeps coming at you. You keep running, though your feet slip and slide, the thing hot on your heels. You hear it grab the timbers behind you, ripping them up as you go past, shredding your path. You stumble forward onto the cement, heart pounding as waves of black ooze lap the shore where the bridge once was. The tendrils are waving and wriggling. There's an open gate ahead of you, where you see a bunch of floating rings laid out, and a path to the right, leading down another bridge. You take a precious second to look around behind you. The thing seems to be struggling to get up onto the land, its tentacles reaching out, but not getting far enough to grip you. Maybe it can't follow you? Maybe? Not wanting to test your new theory, you make your way to the other side of the small platform. There is the other bridge, and the river with the flotation rings. You wonder just what kind of gamble you're going to have to make here. Whew. You stop for a moment, caught by your own confusion and despair at the madness around you. Why are you here? What are you even doing? Where are you going? Think. You take a deep breath and light a cigarette. God knows you need one. You close your eyes and inhale. James. You're here for Uncle James. He's important. The most important thing in the world, maybe. He has to be here. Everything points to him being here. The tickets, the pictures. You feel like you're close. As for why you're here in this spot, to get your necklace back. The one Borye gave you. The one seems to be a talisman against stupid decision. You're going to get it back. Resolve renewed. You see the footprints continue along down the next bridge. You follow them into the darkness and see a light shining in the distance. You cross the bridge as quickly as you dare, the rotting boards slippery and creaking beneath your feet as you jog. The light grows closer and closer, and you start to make out what it is. A circle of candles on the shore are arranged around something. Some kind of signboard? You can't quite make out what it is. Some kind of bizarre shrine? You approach the strangely lit circle, cautiously, the wet boards slick beneath your feet, the light of your flashlight trembling in your hand. You step into the circle of candles to see that someone has put up a board, almost like a shrine, with pictures of your uncle pinned all over it. Each photograph shows your uncle in Silent Hill. Not the normal town, but some twisted version of it, like you've been traversing. In one image, you see a familiar face. Mary? No. You pick up a photograph to examine it closer. And as you do, the candles flicker and take on a pinkish hue. You feel someone else's presence and feel a shadow fall over you from behind. You whirl around fast and come face to no face with a hulking monstrosity, a bloody weapon in his hand. You have no time to react before he grabs you by the throat. You don't have time to scream. Your name is Evelyn, and you have been in this fucking hospital for what feels like days.